Tonight the sky feels heavier, like life is holding secrets back. And no matter how hard I try, I can't see beyond the dark. Will I lose someone I love? Will my dreams survive the storm? Will tomorrow heal my soul, or break me even more? Maybe that's the hardest part of being human, waking up without guarantees. Tomorrow is a mystery, and that terrifies me sometimes, because life can change forever between one sunrise and the next. And all we really have tonight is this fragile beating heart, trying to stay hopeful inside uncertainty. Some people hide it better, but everybody fears something. The unknown sitting quietly behind every future day. And maybe courage is uncertainty, maybe it's moving anyway, holding on to faith softly while the world stays unclear. The future was never promised, that's why this moment matters so much. Tomorrow is a mystery, but maybe that's what makes life sacred. 'Cause every laugh, every hug could become a memory someday. So tonight I'll love a little deeper, hold on a little tighter, before tomorrow arrives, with whatever it brings. Slowly steals the parts of us that used to feel, until we stop asking ourselves if this is really living. The dangerous thing about routine is how safe it starts to seem. Same sky, same day, another week fading away. No disaster, no surprise, just a slow, invisible goodbye. And maybe numbness hurts the most, because it barely then shows. You just slowly lose the fire without ever seeing smoke. Maybe being alive means more than surviving another day. So tonight I'll try to notice something beautiful again before my whole life disappears inside the same sky, same day. Of tomorrow again. I said I'd start when morning came, but morning came and looked the same. Another list beside my bed, another war inside my head. Hours vanish silently, lost in things that don't help me. And every second I let slip feels heavier by night. It's not that I don't wanna move, God knows I've tried to, but sometimes the way to starting small feels bigger than the task itself. So I distract, avoid, delay, promise I'll do it tomorrow again, while guilt sits quietly nearby, watching time pass by. The hardest prison isn't chains, it's watching yourself waste away tomorrow again. That's what I always say. Another chance I push ahead, another piece of me decays, and the guilt grows louder every night, like a voice I cannot fight, because deep down I know I'm running from my own life. People think it's laziness, but they don't feel this heaviness. The fear of failing before you try can paralyze a person slowly. And maybe what hurts most of all is knowing I could become more if I could just stop standing still inside my own mind. Time doesn't scream when it disappears, it leaves quietly through the years. Tomorrow again, another promise left undone, another sunrise spent afraid of what I might become. And every dream I keep delaying starts slowly turning into pain, because the worst kind of regret is wasted potential. One small move ahead is better than another year of tomorrow again. could just give it one more month, like time could fix what we'd become. Kept patching holes with tired words while silence spread beneath the floor. I watched us slowly disappear, still pretending love was here, holding on to what remained, even when it looked like pain.
I kept believing every sign, every maybe we'll be fine. Built my hope from fragile things, promises without meaning.
And deep inside I think we knew the truth was standing in the room. But losing hope felt colder still than living inside this, so we stayed inside something already fading away. We kept waiting for the rain to bring dead fields back again. Thought love would bloom if we just stayed, but nothing changed. And maybe that's the cruelest part, watching hope outlive the heart, believing things would heal with time when they were already gone. I remember how your eyes once looked before exhaustion took their light.
I remember how your voice once felt before it stopped sounding like home.
We weren't evil,
We weren't cold,
just two tired souls afraid to let go.
and sometimes love doesn't explode.
It just slowly stops growing. Some endings don't arrive with storms, they arrive with quiet acceptance. We kept waiting for the rain, for something broken to change. Held on to shadows of ourselves long after they disappeared. And every night we called it hope, but maybe it was fear alone, because letting go felt worse than living without love. No more waiting for the rain,
No more praying things will change.
some flowers die despite the care.
Some hearts simply can't stay there.
And though it breaks us both tonight,
At least we finally face the truth.
because false hope hurts even more than goodbye ever could. I speak, but voices pass right through, like the room forgets I'm in it too. Same old smile, same tired face, blending quietly into the day. I do my part, I carry weight, still somehow I fade away. Not hated, not loved, just missed, like I don't fully exist. There's a strange kind of loneliness and always being overlooked, watching people celebrate while your name never comes up. And after years of standing still, you start believing what they show, that maybe you were born to be background noise in somebody else's world. The hardest thing about invisibility is wondering if you disappeared long ago. Like I was never here, like nothing I do leaves marks. People pass right through my life without seeing who I are. And I don't need applause or lights, just proof I mattered sometime. 'Cause being unseen this long starts breaking something inside. Sometimes I stop and think about how many others feel this now. Quiet people carrying pain nobody ever asks about. Maybe the world moves way too fast to notice gentle souls like that, the ones who keep showing up even when nobody looks. A person doesn't disappear all at once, it happens slowly through neglect. Like I was never here, like my effort means nothing, watching life move all around while I slowly lose myself in silence. And maybe all we truly want is someone to notice we exist before the loneliness becomes the only thing left inside us. If nobody says my name, I'll try not to erase myself, because invisible people still bleed, still dream, still matter. I drove back down those old dirt roads, past the fields where we used to go. But everything felt smaller now, like time had worn the whole place down. The corner store is painted new, the old church lost its wooden pews, and all the voices that I knew have faded into passing wind. Sometimes I think what I miss most ain't really the town itself, it's who I was when I lived there before the weight of life appeared. Back when days felt slow and wide, before fear moved inside my mind, before goodbye became so normal and innocence became memory. Maybe some places never disappear, they just stop existing outside of us. I miss a place that's gone forever, A world that only lives in me now. Not just streets or houses, but the feeling they once carried. And no matter where I go, part of me stays buried there inside a version of my life that time could never bring back. There's an aching growing older, watching everything move on. People leave, buildings change, even memories lose their shape. But every now and then at night, I still hear those summer skies, and for a second I become the person I used to be. Some kinds of homes aren't places anymore, they're pieces of your soul. I miss a place that's gone forever, where laughter felt immortal, where life moved softer through the air, and love still felt uncomplicated. And maybe what hurts the most is knowing I can't truly return, because the hardest thing to lose is the time you can't relive. It still breathes inside my heart, because some homes never die. They just become memories. Change a life forever. You smiled at me the way sunlight falls softly through a window blind, and somehow that was all it took to change the rhythm of my life. I carried little hopes around, built whole worlds without a sound, while you were simply being kind. And I was already falling. You never lied, you never led me on. That's what makes this hurt so much, because the blame is nowhere left to go, except inside myself. I kept searching every word you said for feelings that were never there, turning ordinary moments into signs only my heart could see. The cruelest kind of love is love that lives alone. So here I am, loving you alone, holding feelings you don't know, watching you walk freely through a world where I would have stayed forever. And maybe that's what breaks me most. You'll never feel this loss, because to you this was nothing, while to me it was everything. I tried to kill the hope inside, but hearts don't listen when they're alive. They keep reaching toward impossible things, even when the truth is clear. And now I smile and act okay like this don't follow me all day. But some people never leave your soul, even if they never stay. Love doesn't always end in heartbreak, sometimes it begins there. So here I am, loving you alone, trying hard to let you go, but every little thing reminds me of the future I imagine. And maybe one day this will fade into something less painful, but tonight your name still hurts inside my chest. To be returned, but still, if I could choose again, I'd probably feel it all the same. Because even unreturned love can change a life forever. For so long I wore these titles like armor built around my life. Worker, parent, friend, provider, everything except myself. Every room expected something, every role demanded more. And somewhere underneath the noise I stopped asking who I was. Take away the job, the duties, take away the people needing me. What remains when all that's gone? Would there still be someone there? It scares me more than I admit, how much of me was built to fit a shape the world could understand. While I disappeared inside it, you can spend your whole life becoming useful without ever becoming yourself. Who am I without the names, without the roles I learned to play? If I stop being what they need, would anything still remain to me? And maybe that's the deepest fear, not failure, loss, or growing old, but waking up one day and finding out never really knew yourself. I look into the mirror now, trying hard to separate what was chosen out of love from what was built out of survival. Maybe identity ain't fixed, maybe we all just we will. The world teaches you who to become, but rarely asks who you are. Who am I without the names, without expectations tied to me? When the noise finally disappears, would I recognize my own voice? Maybe freedom starts the day you stop living entirely for approval and finally meet the person buried underneath performance. Who I am beneath it all, tonight at least I finally asked the question I avoided my whole life. Strong enough to save us. There was sunlight through the trees, warm wind moving quietly. For a moment life felt like the world finally breathed right. We sat talking without rush, no phones glowing between us, just real laughter filling air, the kind you don't plan or prepare. And maybe that's what hurts the most, how fast beautiful moments go. One good day can heal your soul, then disappear before you know. A hug that makes the noise fade out, a song that brings old feelings back. Tiny things that save your heart for only a little while. Life rarely stops long enough for us to hold the good too tight. Beautiful things don't stay, that's what makes them beautiful anyway. The moment fades, the night moves on, but something inside us changes. And maybe life is really this, small pieces of happiness, too brief to keep forever, but strong enough to save us. Sometimes I wish I could freeze time inside ordinary little nights, because years later what remains are simple moments nobody planned. Not money, not the things we own, but a voice, a smile, a road back home. The little sparks that quickly pass and somehow shape our lives. Maybe joy was never meant to last forever, only long enough to remind us we're alive. Beautiful melting into gray, like childhood slipping through our hands, like people we can't hold forever. And still we keep loving anyway, even knowing things will change, because temporary doesn't mean it wasn't real. And how briefly they touch us. So tonight I hold this moment softly before it disappears too, and thank life for letting me feel something beautiful.